The razor buzzed to life. Arya didn't even have time to scream before Maya grabbed a fistful of her hair and yanked her head backwards so violently her vision exploded into white stars. "Hold her still," Maya snapped. I didn't do anything," Arya choked, her voice breaking as panic flooded her chest. "Maya, please, stop!" Two security guards tightened their grip on her arms. One of them leaned close and whispered, almost apologetically, "Don't make this harder." Harder? Harder? Arya's knees buckled as the cold metal teeth of the razor pressed against her scalp. The first strip of hair fell. The sound was louder than it should have been. A raw, mechanical tearing. A piece of her. Gone. Someone laughed. Not quietly, not awkwardly. Openly. And then another voice, louder, amused, cruel. Oh my God, she actually did it! Phones were already out, dozens of them, maybe hundreds, screens pointed at her like weapons, recording, watching, waiting. If you're watching right now, stop and hit subscribe because what happens next will make you question how far cruelty can go and how far justice will reach. Arya's breath hitched violently. "Maya," she whispered, "please." Maya leaned closer, her voice low, venomous. "You should have stayed invisible." Another strip. More hair fell. Arya's scalp burned. Her fingers twitched uselessly against the iron grip of the guards. "I didn't text him," Arya said desperately. "I swear to you, Maya, I didn't text Richard." Maya froze for a moment. Then she laughed. Not surprised, not relieved, disgusted. "You still don't understand," Maya said softly. "This was never about the texts." Arya's stomach dropped. Not about the texts? Then why? The razor buzzed again. Another strip gone. The crowd shifted closer. Closer, like animals sensing blood. "You embarrassed me," Maya said. Arya blinked, confused. "I was at the hospital last night," Arya said weakly, "saving a child's life." Maya smiled. "That's exactly the problem." And then she shoved Arya forward. Arya hit the marble floor hard. Pain exploded through her palms. Someone clapped. Actually clapped. "Pathetic," a woman in the crowd muttered. Arya looked up, disoriented, trembling, and that's when she saw him. He stood above them, still, silent, watching. Jin Hong. 7 years had changed everything about him. The boy she remembered was gone. This man wore power like skin. His suit was charcoal black, perfectly cut, impossibly precise. A $15,000 statement without a single word spoken. His face was calm, too calm. His eyes never left Arya, but he didn't move. Not yet. Below, Maya grabbed Arya's hair again. "Finish it," Catherine said coldly. Arya's heart stopped. Catherine? Her stepmother stood beside Maya, arms crossed, expression emotionless. "Please," Arya whispered, staring at her. "Mom, please." Catherine's lips tightened. "Don't call me that." The razor touched Arya's scalp again. Arya closed her eyes, and suddenly her phone buzzed in her pocket. Once, twice, 3 times. No one noticed, except Jin Hong. His gaze shifted. His jaw tightened slightly. He reached into his pocket, pulled out his own phone, looked at the screen, and for the first time since arriving, he moved. Not fast, not dramatic, just 1 step forward. But it was enough. Below, Maya finished shaving the last strip. Arya's hair fell completely. Gone. All of it. Maya stepped back, breathing hard. "There," she said. "Now you match what you are." Arya stared at the floor. Her reflection stared back from the polished marble. A stranger. Someone small, broken, erased. Her hands trembled violently. She reached up slowly, touched her scalp. Bare, cold, real. The crowd murmured. Satisfied. Done with her. Disposable. Arya swallowed hard. "I hate you," Maya said softly. Arya looked up, stunned. "What?" Maya's eyes burned. "You were never supposed to matter." Arya's chest tightened painfully. never supposed to matter? Before she could respond, a new voice cut through the air. Enough. Quiet, controlled, deadly. Everyone froze. Every head turned. Jin Hong stepped forward. The guards released Arya immediately, not because they were told to, because something in his presence made disobedience impossible. Maya frowned in confusion. "And who the hell are you?" Jin Hong didn't answer her. He took off his jacket, walked forward, and gently placed it over Arya's shoulders. She stared at him, confused, shaking. He knelt in front of her. His voice softened. Arya. Her name, from his mouth, after 7 years. Her breath caught. How do you know my name?" she whispered. He looked at her like the answer was obvious. "I never forgot it." Maya scoffed loudly. "This doesn't concern you." Jin Hong stood slowly and finally looked at Maya. The temperature in the air dropped instantly. It wasn't anger, it was certainty. "You made a mistake," he said. Maya laughed. "No, she did." Jin Hong tilted his head slightly. "No, you did," repeated calmly. Behind him, 4 men in black suits appeared. No one saw them arrive. They simply existed, watching, waiting. Maya's smile faltered slightly. "Are you threatening me?" Jin Hong's expression didn't change. "No." A pause. "I'm informing you." Catherine stepped forward sharply. "This is harassment! Security!" No one moved. The guards stared at Jin Hong. Not Catherine, not Maya. Him. Catherine noticed. Her confidence wavered. "Who are you?" she demanded furiously. Jin Hong reached into his pocket, pulled out his own phone, pressed one button, and suddenly, every phone in the crowd buzzed simultaneously. Confusion spread instantly. People looked down. Arya blinked, confused. Her own phone vibrated violently in her pocket. She pulled it out slowly. A video file had appeared. Unknown sender. She hesitated, then pressed play. Her stomach dropped instantly. It was Maya, in a private room, laughing. "I'll send the texts from her phone," Maya said in the video. "She won't even know." Arya froze. The video played more in the crowd. Sophia appeared in the recording. "What if she denies it?" Sophia asked. Maya smirked. "Who do you think they'll believe?" Arya's hands shook uncontrollably. She looked up at Maya. Maya's face had gone pale. "How?" Maya whispered. "I told you," Jin Hong said quietly. "You made a mistake. Injustice, injustice, injustice." Maya recovered quickly. "This proves nothing," she snapped back. Jin Hong nodded once. "Correct." He pressed another button. A second video appeared. This one showed Catherine handing an envelope to one of the guards. Arya's breath caught. "Money? Bribery?" The guard in the video nodded. "I understand." The real guard standing beside Maya went pale. "This is illegal," Catherine said weakly. Jin Hong's voice remained calm. "Yes." Sirens echoed faintly in the distance, getting closer. Arya's heart pounded. "What's happening?" she whispered. Jin Hong looked at her, and for the first time, his composure cracked just slightly. "I'm fixing it." Maya stepped forward desperately. "You think this scares me?" Jin Hong met her eyes. "No," he said. "This ends you." And then the sirens stopped, right outside. The sirens stopped so suddenly it felt like the entire world had paused to listen. Every conversation died, every phone lowered, every breath held. Arya's fingers tightened across Jin Hong's jacket draped over her shoulders. She could feel her heart pounding violently beneath it, like it was trying to escape her chest. Maya laughed, actually laughed. "You called the police?" she said mockingly. "You think that changes anything?" Jin Hong didn't respond. He simply watched her, waiting. Footsteps echoed across the marble floor, heavy, purposeful. 6 uniformed officers entered the mall corridor in formation. The crowd immediately parted. Phones rose again, recording everything. One of the officers stepped forward. His badge gleamed under the lights. He looked directly at Jin Hong. Not Maya, not Catherine, Jin Hong. "Mr. Hong," the officer said respectfully, "we received your report." Arya froze. Mr. Hong? Report? Maya noticed too. Her confidence flickered slightly. You know him? She demanded. The officer didn't answer her. He turned to the guards. You're under investigation for accepting bribes and participating in unlawful restraint. The guard who had held Arya's arm stepped back immediately. I didn't know, he started. Hands behind your back, the officer said calmly. Click. The sound of handcuffs snapping shut echoed louder than the razor had. The crowd gasped. One of the guards shouted, "She told us to do it!" He pointed at Catherine. Instantly, desperately, Catherine's face twisted with rage. "You coward!" she hissed. The officer turned to Catherine. "Catherine Roberts," he said evenly, "you are being detained pending investigation into charges of conspiracy, bribery, and assault."
Arya's breath caught. Detained? This wasn't supposed to happen. Not to Catherine. Catherine always controlled everything, always won. "This is absurd," Catherine snapped. "Do you know who I am?" The officer didn't blink. "Yes." He gestured to his partner. "Detain her." "No," Catherine said sharply, stepping back. "You can't touch me." Her eyes darted frantically, looking for support, for control, for power. She found none. Her gaze landed on Maya. "Maya," she said quickly, "call Richard. Now." Maya nodded immediately, fumbling for her phone. Her hands were shaking. She dialed, put it on speaker. He answered on the second ring. "Maya?" Richard's voice came through, calm, controlled. "Richard," Maya said quickly, "there's been a misunderstanding. The police are here. You need to fix this." Silence. A long, heavy silence. Arya could feel the shift instantly. Something was wrong. Richard spoke again. His voice was different, cold. "What exactly do you want me to fix?" Maya froze. "What?" "I just received several videos." Arya's stomach dropped. Maya's face drained of color. Richard continued. "They show you fabricating evidence, planning an assault, bribing security." Maya's mouth opened. No words came out. "Richard, I can explain." "No," he interrupted calmly. A pause, long enough to hurt. "The engagement is over." The words landed like a gunshot. Maya staggered back. "What?" she whispered. Arya felt the air leave her lungs. It was actually happening. "No," Maya said louder. "You don't mean that." "I do." Click. The line went dead. Maya stared at her phone like it had betrayed her. Her entire future, gone. In one sentence. She slowly lifted her head and looked at Jin Hong. "You did this," she whispered. Jin Hong didn't deny it. "Yes." The simplicity of his answer terrified her. Catherine screamed. "You think this is over?" she shouted. "Do you have any idea who you're dealing with?" Jin Hong stepped closer. His voice dropped. "Yes." And then he said something that made Arya's blood run cold. "I've been watching you for 6 weeks." Arya stared at him. "Watching them? 6 weeks?" Maya let out a shaky laugh. "That's impossible." Jin Hong reached into his pocket, pulled out a thin black folder, handed it to the officer. The officer opened it. His eyes widened. He turned to Catherine. "We have financial records showing illegal transfers from your accounts." Catherine's composure shattered. "That's fabricated," she snapped. Jin Hong spoke quietly. "No." He looked directly at her. "You fabricated everything." The officer nodded. "Take her." Catherine struggled violently as they grabbed her arms. "You don't understand," she screamed at Arya. "This was for you." Arya flinched. "For her?" "You were weak," Catherine shouted. "You needed control." Arya's chest tightened painfully. Control? Catherine had called it control. Arya had called it survival. If you've ever seen someone abuse power like this, like the video now, because what happens next will expose everything. Sophia suddenly tried to slip away into the crowd. One of Jin Hong's men stepped directly into her path. She froze. "You're not leaving," he said calmly. I didn't do anything, Sophia said desperately. Jin Hong looked at her. You recorded it. Sophia's face went pale. How? You uploaded it. You saved backups. Sophia collapsed to her knees. I'm sorry, she sobbed. I didn't think it would go this far. Arya stared at her. Didn't think? Didn't think? They shaved her head. In public. Sophia reached toward Arya weakly. Please, she whispered, tell them. Arya said nothing. She couldn't. Her voice didn't belong to her yet. The officer handcuffed Sophia. She cried harder. Maya stood frozen, silent, her world collapsing around her. She looked at Jin Hong again. Why? She asked. Her voice was barely audible. Jin Hong answered without hesitation. Because she matters. He gestured to Arya. Arya's breath caught. Maya followed his gesture, looked at Arya, really looked at her, for the first time in years. Her? Maya whispered. Jin Hong nodded. Yes. Maya laughed weakly. You destroyed everything for her? Jin Hong didn't blink. Yes. Arya's eyes filled with tears. She didn't understand. None of this made sense. Maya's voice trembled. Who are you? Jin Hong stepped closer. Close enough that only she could hear him. But Arya heard it too. I'm the boy you threw away. Maya frowned in confusion. Arya froze. Her heart stopped. The boy? No, it couldn't be. Jin Hong turned to Arya. Their eyes met, and suddenly she saw it. Beneath the suit, beneath the power, beneath the years. Him, the boy who had once stood beside her, hungry, broken, forgotten. You, Arya whispered. His voice softened. Yes. Tears spilled down her cheeks. You came back, she said. He nodded. I promised I would. Behind them, Maya screamed as the officers pulled her away. This isn't over, she shouted. Jin Hong didn't even look at her. It is. The police escorted Maya, Catherine, and Sophia away. Their screams faded. Their power gone. Their control gone. Their future gone. The crowd slowly dispersed, disappointed the spectacle was over. Arya stood there, shaking, broken, alive. Jin Hong turned to her fully, his voice gentle. Can you stand? She hesitated, then nodded weakly. He helped her up carefully, like she was fragile, precious, important, something she had never felt before. Her legs trembled. He steadied her immediately. I've got you, he said. 3 simple words, and Arya believed him. For the first time in years, she felt safe. If you're still watching, subscribe now, because part 3 reveals how he spent 10 years building an empire for her, and what he's about to do next will shock everyone. He guided her towards the exit. Outside, a black car waited, engine running, door open. Arya hesitated. What happens now? She asked quietly. Jin Hong looked at her, his expression steady. Now, he said, they learn what it means to lose everything.